I was also really intrigued by Deanna's process and the layering she would do and coming back and adding more paint and this changing. And it made me think of a lot of I write a lot of erasure poems, which is some of the poems I'll read after. But this one is just titled after the painting that inspired it, Writers on the Storm. I was drawn, I suppose, by touch, which had no color, but pulse and shadow beneath each stroke the river pulled through my hand. My gaze drifted toward the hills, loosely gathered like strangers, lilac, cerulean, violet. Looking past their shoulders, I watched them, thinking of birds on the shore, waiting for a thought in the wind to break them apart, to lift them up all at once. Love Hunt. If the desert is naked, it will worship no one. If I am the desert, a tarantula coils between my legs. I bring the married man to my bed because he is homeless and knows to ignore the vows I make, veiled in the dark, on my hands and knees, his body before me posed like a church. I go too far at night, roaming dry land until the stars appear, and he gazes at my teeth. I want him to spill more on me than his jaw, tusk rising in the heat. When I sleep beside him, my eyes full of sand, I dream my love a wild boar, heavy and fat, breaths trudging the forest. I wound it with my arrow, crack its thick coat of skin. I drag it home. I lug it to the table. Like a bride before him, I let the light say, eat it to its desert, leave its heart for no one. This next one is an erasure of Aaliyah's song. Her first single, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And I don't know if you all are familiar, but it's written by R. Kelly. And so this is just an erasure of that, speaking, like of a voice kind of speaking within it. Age. A wing not loving, or a thing down. No Ave here, he calling me ill with, I don't mean to be old, but I know for you, and I can't numb his numbering, his eve, hang it, let me out tonight. I gotta throw down his not loving, his reach, come in to be nothing but change. I had the pleasure of going to Cave Canem this summer and graduating as well going with E and graduating with Opal. And I wrote this poem. I was saying earlier that I'm grieving, and I don't know. I hope there's room for grief. Birth work. The midwife says labor takes the time it takes, and years go by in days, waiting. An egg inside her, I was once a speck too small for my mother to name or touch. Not yet alive enough to feel apart from her feeling. Bee stings, love bites, loss, maybe. The beating of her heart, my only measure, the sound of her voice, another room in the house I'd yet to enter. A child in the late afternoon, I'd run to the door, crowning her with clovers that I wove together in wait of her return from a busy day at work on her feet. Gently, I rub them now. She winces in pain, her work not done. I don't want to die. I don't want to die, and she doesn't. but she does the work of it anyways. And when she's done, I climb into bed and kiss her forehead, my lips pressed into the scar on her left eyebrow. Then I wrap my arms around her to keep her warm, feeling her hand get cold. I want to read this poem. A lot of these, again, a sense of an erasure, but also a resistance to erasure. Can anyone live with Eartha Kitt? Which is something someone asked her in an interview. Can anyone live with Eartha Kitt? I cannot control who loves me or how they do. I control my jaw, its orchestra of bite and spit, if necessary, holding a man's bruised tongue, I'll chew. The interviewer exhumes the contents, the funeral and casket, the man waiting behind the door, suited bouquet of sealed lips. The shovel, he tells her, is for you to slip inside. You won't have your name, but you won't be alone. Her face opens, her laughter spits. She calls him a fool, her eyes narrowed to the scent of his sweat. She says, I cannot choose how I will die, but I can choose what will kill me. She lifts her shirt to breathe. She lifts her shirt to show him, to give him a name for her God, her chest arched open for arrows. A hole, she whispers, can give a key its purpose. Ask the right question. How do you keep warm? I keep breathing. Listen. I keep breathing. Okay. I just want to do one more. This is like, I think of this as my Georgia poem, but this is called Songs of Summer. Thank you all for your attention and for listening. We're in the car because the gas bill is due and the water bill, we're out of milk. The song plays from the radio in soprano heat. A full choir of magnolia leaves backing the soloist. 2 kids buckled to the corners of her rear view. We return to the chorus. The car pulled up at the red light next to us. Toyota tuned to an old year, 97, 74, 88, 62. We've driven through miles of song, the tires on a J.C. Penney line of credit running low. The sunroof open, and just outside the window is my baby we're singing to somewhere. Spinning from here, it didn't matter where we were going, past the Winn-Dixie, down Old Concord, Cherokee Shrub, Georgia Grown, boiled peanuts on a cardboard sign, salty lyrics, longing, the pulp in our molars. The radio was on the windows, a blur of summer. From the back seat, we waited on the side of 285 at the roller rink. It didn't matter. The song, crushed ice, Coca-Cola in styrofoam cups, neon pink laces, and a disco ball spinning. Freaknik in denim shorts, white skates, spinning under our feet, concrete still spinning while spitting sucked sunflower seeds in the parking lot out the back of an old pickup. The sun went down as the song slowed. Grab your lover, it slurred, rolling up the window. Our voices dim this late. Everything bent into the black pines, black deer, the heart, car metal dented against listeners, calling into stations. This late, between songs, is it more dangerous to love someone? Thank you.